Hello everyone and welcome back. My name is Mr. Cobalt, and in this video I'm going to be going over uh, wavelength, energy, and frequency, and how you can arrange the different kinds of electromagnetic radiation into ordered into an order according to increasing or decreasing wavelength, energy, or frequency. So I'm going to go over a couple of practice problems and show you how to do that. First thing is you just need to know like the order of the different kinds of electromagnetic radiation. That is not something that's going to be given to you on a test or anything like that usually. But it's good if you know the order, because if you know the order according to increasing wavelength or increasing energy, then you can figure out the order with regard to the rest of these. So the three types, in problem number one, the three types that they're giving you is visible light, X-rays, and microwaves. So if you know the order according to, like, say, energy, the amount of energy, or say like wavelength and things like that, then again you can figure out the order with respect to the other two. So the first order, we want increasing wavelength. So if we know the order, right? So the order of these is, so you have visible light in the middle. We'll just call that visible light. And then if we're going to go this way with regard to increasing, let's say, decreasing, I'm blanking on the name, wavelength. If we're going this way, decreasing wavelength, so longer wavelength. So visible light, after visible light would be infrared. Infrared. Well, actually, let's go the other way. And there's a reason why I'm going to change this, just so it's easier. So we're going to, like, this way. This way is going to be increasing wavelength, and this way was going to be decreasing wavelength. So if we do decreasing wavelength, then we'll have infrared, IR, on this side, followed by here microwaves. So I just do microwaves, and then you have radio waves. Okay, and then on this side, after visible light, you'll have UV light, followed by X-rays, followed by gamma rays. Okay. So if you know this order, right, and that this is the order, you could flip it and do the opposite order. But if you memorize that the order of these, and how you memorize that is up to you. You could memorize it as the order according to increasing energy or decreasing wavelength, or whatever the case may be. If you know the order, then if I remember that, I know that gamma rays are really high energy, right? So that means that this is the highest energy one, X-rays are less, and so it's decreasing energy this way. Or I could remember that that radio waves are the lowest energy, or I could remember that radio waves are the longest wavelengths, right? If I remember that, then I know that if this is the longest wavelength, then wavelength must be decreasing this way, right? So if I just know the order, and I just know, well, like one of these, I know either one of these extremes in some way, shape, or form, right? So I can maybe say, okay, this is the lowest frequency. So that means that everything going this way is going to be higher frequency. So just knowing the order is enough, and plus, like, knowing one of the extremes, right? if you know those two things, then you can figure everything else out. So if I know, okay, so the radio waves are the longest waves, and I want increasing waves or increasing wavelength. So I want to go from short to long, which means I'm going to have to start with gamma. So out of the three I'm given, then working this way, X-ray would come first. So that would be the shortest wavelength, X-ray, followed by, I'm coming here, visible light, so VL for visible light. And then the next one, if I'm going this way, is going to be microwaves. So that's going to be the longest microwaves. And so that would be the order according to wavelength. Now frequency, if I remember that wavelength and frequency are inversely related, then whatever order I have here is going to be backwards here. It's going to be the reverse. So in this case, it would be microwaves come first, and then you have visible light, and then you've got X-rays. And then, if I remember, frequency and energy are directly related to each other, right? So that means that these two should have the same order, frequency and energy per photon. So it'll be the same order. Microwaves, visible light, X-rays. And that's it. That's how you can figure these out. Again, you just need to know what the order of the electromagnetic radiation is, followed by knowing one of these two extremes. Either know that gamma is the highest energy, or you know it's the shortest wavelength, or you know it's the highest frequency, or you know that radio waves are the longest wavelength, they're the lowest energy, so on and so forth. So that should help you remember or be able to figure out the orders of things according to increasing or decreasing wavelength, frequency, or energy. So here, problem number two, they're not asking you, well, they are asking you for electromagnetic radiation, but now they're focusing in on the visible light. So they want you to arrange the three colors in order of increasing wavelength, frequency, and energy. So here you need to know the order of the colors. And that's where Roy G. Biv comes in, right? So if you can remember Roy G. Biv, like you can remember this as someone's name, like Roy, middle name or middle initial G, Biv is the last name, Roy G. Biv. Then this is the order of light, right? This is just the order. So red, orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo, violet. So that's the order. And then you just need to know what the extremes are. So red is lowest energy. Red is longest wavelength for colors, if you're looking only at the colors. Red is longest wavelength, lowest frequency, lowest energy. Or violet is going to be, highest energy, shortest wavelength, highest frequency, right? And the reason I wrote this in this order here is because I wanted it to match this. So what comes right after infrared in the visible light range? Infrared means before red or under red, less than red, right? So infrared is going to be before red. So if I do infrared, then I drop down. So it's going to follow Roy G. Biv. It'll be red, orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo, violet. And then what comes after violet, or what is beyond violet? That's going to be ultraviolet. Like, right? So ultraviolet. So violet comes before ultraviolet, then you have ultraviolet, and then you follow the order. So Roy G. Biv. So then if we want to place the three colors, they gave us three. We could do more, but they gave us three. They gave us red, green, and blue. Red, green, and blue. So if we're doing wavelength, then let's say I know that red has the largest wavelength or the longest wavelength. So then I want this in increasing wavelength, right? So it's going to increase this way. So the shortest wavelengths are going to be over here. So I have green, red, and blue. Green, red, and blue. So blue comes first. So blue would be the longest of these three. Blue. And I keep coming. Blue. Where are my other colors? Green and red. Blue, green is next. Followed by red as last. Red. And now I have the order here. So again, if I know the relationships between wavelength and frequency, I know that wavelength and frequency, remember, is C, right? So you have, or frequency, remember the frequency equals C over lambda. So you have frequency over or equal to C over lambda. So lambda and frequency and wavelength are inversely related to each other. So if I have this as increasing wavelength, then the opposite order is going to be increasing frequency. So red comes first, then green, and then blue. So I just switch the order around. So I flip the order, reverse the order. And then I know that frequency and energy are directly related to each other, right? So remember, E equals H nu. So they are directly related to each other. So that means that I'm going to keep the same order here. Red, green, blue. And that's it. That's how you would answer these sorts of questions. I hope this was helpful. If you like this video, share this video with your friends. Hit the notification bell for more videos that I put out. Hit the subscription button and put a comment in the comment section. Let me know what you think and what other videos you would like to see. Thank you for joining me and have a nice day. See you next time.